Okay, we're gonna call the Public Service Committee meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Jesse,
Present.
Ron,
Present.
Jeremy, present. Okay, so since this is a newly started committee, we need to appoint a chairperson. And I have said that I am willing to take on that role. So
I nominate you as chairperson. Do
I'll
I hear
second
a second?
that.
Yep.
okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Appreciate you doing this, Jeremy.
I'm glad to do my civic duty. So we are going to talk about the current state of ongoing and planned projects, and I will turn the floor over to Bert Klein.
The streets, the South Meter Shed is what this project is called. This had the town in the mess for last year. Is getting ready to wind up. The next week to 2 weeks, you should see everything, the streets swept, everything cleaned, all the paving done. Basically, it could have been done earlier, but the blacktop plants didn't open until after the 19th of April, so it's kind of where we're at. They kind of had to hold off on getting done because they couldn't get material. So, and then they can't grade the roads because they can't leave big drop offs and all that stuff. So, it should. I know a lot of people have been whining or complaining on Facebook about it. So, it's coming soon.
Okay.
So,
Is that every road that's been affected will be done?
yeah, Main Street, Walnut Street, Church Street, East Street will all be paved the way they should be paved. The coating that's on East Street now is only a base coat. They'll put a finish coat on top of it. And the intersections will all be cleaned up, and everything will be roads, the east-west roads where they cut down the center to put the storm drain in, that'll all be patched and cut back in. The main arteries like Church and Walnut will be totally repaved.
So weather pending, we got a very bright outlook for Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
So
work.
what is the target completion date? Provided no interruption.
Monday.
Okay.
Weather permitting. That
Yep.
was what I talked to the owner of Darby Creek Excavating yesterday, actually. And that was his goal. But
They plan to start on Monday.
no, they plan on being done by Monday. They want to put blacktop down tomorrow, weather lets
Okay.
them.
Wow.
Okay.
And how far on Main Street are they? How far west?
Just the intersection.
Just the intersection with Main and Long? Or
No, Main and Walnut.
Main and Walnut? Okay, gotcha.
Then we'll be on part of another project. We'll be grinding out the rough spots down in the curve there on Main, down towards where you live.
Yep.
And grinding those out and paving those two. That's part of a different project, but that's going to be done before the 4th of July, so we'll have smooth roads or smoother roads.
That's what I was asking, because I thought that you had said at a previous council meeting, I think Councilman Rainey asked you about that, and you said that we would have
Yeah,
much smoother streets for the 4th of July parade.
I met with Shannon Rose the other day. He's going to be grinding them out and putting actual asphalt back in it, rolling it in like they do the streets, like he did last year down Station Street and around the park area.
Okay.
He's going to be doing that up about some other areas too.
So is that going to go from Walnut to like where Vinton County is? Is it going to go quite that far?
Just the rough areas. We're
Just-
just going to grind out the rough areas and pave the, I don't know, whatever, 2-3 feet wide paths.
Okay, so but it's not a complete resurfacing. Okay, great. All right, where are we? So we had to approve the loan for $14 million to begin work with the EPA project. Is that correct?
Yeah, the water plant. that's they're waiting on delivery time on metal before they start mobilizing.
Okay.
Because they don't want to bring equipment here and have it set for 3 months and not get any material to work with. So they're getting timelines on that. My guess would be sometime 1st of June.
Okay.
They'll mobilize and start whatever they need to do there to get things ready.
And I assume the EPA is involved in those timelines, so they're aware that we're starting to get stuff started.
Yeah, they actually put our loan on hold there for a little while.
Yep, I remember you saying that. Yep.
We got that worked out. And yeah, everything's, the loan is a draw base, so they submit draws and then, it's just a process like any other construction loan.
So, like most construction loans, I think about in the lending space for homes. So, when does repayment start on that, and is it once all the draws are complete and everything is done, or do we start repayment?
2028.
Should be 2029.
Okay.
Once the project
January of 2029.
is
Okay.
completed.
Gotcha.
So
So,
that's-
no immediate effect on.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't look for it to have too much of an impact on rates, especially with the new housing and stuff that's coming in. Each one of those houses will be putting $8,000 towards it.
Tap fee.
And there's 1,200, so it's
Mhm.
substantial. Hopefully we can get them done for the water plant stuff.
On Viking Way.
Viking
And
Way,
then
the ones up north, all of them
Yep.
are putting, except for DR Port, they started and have a little less rate, but I think theirs is 4,400 or 4,300.
The water
Yeah,
tap
for the
is
water taps.
just over about 4,300.
So we have those. We also have a force main project that's getting ready to start. Just sent some information about insurance to the railroad coming from Novellis. There's going to be one there. We're actually running one from Ashton, not Woods, what's the other, Commons. And running a force main up there, what it does is frees up sewer line capacity in this gravity line out front, so that when we reroute all the old towns to this sewer line, then we have capacity in this line. From what I've heard, it's about a $1.7 million project. DR Horton is actually doing the project, but we've given them taps for the projects. The taps are going to consume about 1.2 million. The project is, like I said, about 1.7, 1.8. We're going to have to come up with the rest, and we're in the process. As soon as I get a copy of the bid and get it in our name, because it's in DR Horton's name right now, we're probably going to be applying for a loan for that. There's a plan to have the data center, Novellis, Miranda, other developers kick in as part of it. But after we got done talking with DR Horton the other day, however the deal got worked out, they end up not really paying anything. It all comes out of the village's pocket. And I'm struggling with an idea of how I can charge other developers with, and they get all scot-free.
Mhm.
I didn't make the deal, I didn't write the deal, but that's what I got out of the information I had from it the other day. I'm still trying to maneuver that with Chris. He had a bunch of stuff that he had laid out, and I said, Chris, this is just not okay. We need to figure a way to fix this, but they have it in a legal binding developer agreement, and there's nothing I can do to change it.
Well, at least from this point forward, moving forward, we have our ducks in a row, knowing what we're doing with the other one. So
Yeah, it's but I'm going to try to get Miranda, and well, that's the only other one up north right now, to apply or put some into it, and Novellis and maybe the data center, since they're all being used part of it, to help consume some of that 700,000.
I know it's probably out there somewhere. What's the timeline for the water treatment with the water plant?
It'll take 1.5 years to 2 years, depending on timeline on materials and what have you. We're looking to be probably operational in mid to late 28.
You mentioned the south meter shed. What other phases are out there? I know you probably got them all numbered, labeled, and everything else.
I have quotes for 2, 3, and 4 from engineering quotes in my office. I haven't presented them yet because I'm looking for a financing way to do it. It's about if I remember right, it's about $600,000 for the engineering on those 3 phases. need to, there's been a lot going on, I just haven't,
Mm-hmm.
I need a path forward. With that said, I had Brian Zetz today start drafting an ordinance for a $101 rate increase for utilities as a flat infrastructure fee to go for this project. Did the math at $35 million at 4% money for 30 years. Interest and all, we had 1,600. I was always figuring 1,500 accounts, but we have 1,660 accounts now. And you break it out, it comes to $100, like 67 cents. So it's $101 is what we're going to add to it. That'll be depending on how. I'd like to get it in place. Hopefully we don't have to use it, but if we do, then it'll be there.
To piggyback off that, is that like kind of being put in place in the event that we are unable to receive funds from the data center, the 30
Right.
up to 35 million through the
Right.
term sheet? Okay.
But that's a game plan to ready to
I
roll
just
right
need a
from one
way
to the
so I
other.
can go forward because
Yep.
waiting 3, 5, 6 months and then I'm 3, 5, 6 months behind. Further.
Mm-hmm.
And by 2028, I need a concrete path forward on this thing, or God I knows what'll happen.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you. Sorry. go
Oh,
ahead.
I was just going to further that statement a little bit more. So let's say things proceed as usual, or not as usual, but as normal, in that we're able to use those funds for the economic development. If that ordinance or resolution is passed and we don't use it, does it just kind of linger and we could?
It just sits there until if we by some chance would have to,
Okay.
we have it at our disposal, or we can even do away with it, can't we? Hello? Sorry. We can leave it in limbo.
Okay.
And address it when we need to.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you're having him write it up. I'm sure it could be written up to where it's passes there. There just needs another thing down there for us to put it in action.
Right. Yeah. And that's like I said, rather than get to that point and just.
And so let's assume that it does just sit and we don't need it. Would that be something where if it was passed, we would need council to okay it to put it into effect?
They
Okay.
have to pass the ordinance, and once they pass the ordinance, and like I said, we can table it, sell it, whatever we'll call it.
Gotcha. So you're just saying have them drafted so it's ready.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. I wasn't following. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just want my ducks in a row, and I want to
Yep.
be ready to go forward.
Thank you for being proactive on that.
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
Well, that's kind of a big thing.
Okay.
So you got that, and then the wastewater plant design. I haven't got any quotes from them yet, as far as engineering or estimated cost of it. But we're getting really close. Somewhere between $15 and $18 million would be my best guess. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
Mhm.
And that'll basically be a mirror image of the plant we have. But there's some parts that we don't have to buy. We don't have to do like the buildings and stuff. Those will take the expanded flows and they'll help tremendously with cost. I think that plant was 16 million with everything.
Around 13, 14.
Yeah, that was in 2016. So, hopes is we can do this and not have to add any more debt service fees. Like I said, tap fees on wastewater is $10,000 a house, so they do pay their fair share. We figure out most of the houses in town probably pay $50 there all the time. So if other things come to happen, then phase 2 of the data center, then they're actually going to pay for that and the water plant. So if something happens where we borrowed the money, then I guess we can take that money and put it in an account and draw interest interest on it and make payments from there, so. Because you can't pay them off early, that's the problem.
Yeah.
With the three of us being new, I just kind of want to get a big picture of the roads are being done mainly because of the sewage. We got to get all the wastewater treatment plant. We got rainwater and everything going into it. We're spending extra money on processing that and
Yeah,
everything else.
The findings and orders are on the sanitary sewer and the storm sewer. Well, by doing all that, we're tearing up all the roads as well.
Yes.
The water lines are eroded from 1934. We have a 38.5% water loss. It was 70% when I started. We've got it down to 38.5. That comes from old leaky lines. Every time they flush hydrants, lines bust. We've had 14 water main breaks in the last year. They're ductile iron. They're old. They're brittle. Their life's over. So every time we fix a road, we end up digging it up or something to patch it or patch the water line. It's been. I would never dream to have this many problems.
And with that added on to that, we're getting the water plant itself, which will vastly improve the quality of water.
Oh yeah, our hardness will go from like 325 milligram per liter down to about 110 to 120. It's illegal for us to send out zero hardness water, because if you send out zero hardness water, the effects that happened in Flint, Michigan with all the lead in the lines, when it hits our older lines, there could be lead fittings, lead bolts, lead stuff in there that if zero hardness water is corrosive, it will strip all the coatings off. The hardness is left in water to keep the coatings on the inside of pipes. So,
Mhm.
and that's what they did up there. They stripped the coatings off and exposed all the lead. That's why people started getting sick. So can't do that.
Okay.
Like I said, 110, 120, somewhere in there would be the recommended hardness, I'm sure.
And of course, as we're doing all this too, we're going to see increased efficiency from repairing these leaks that we're having that, you said
38.5%.
38.5% inefficiency or leaks. So we'll see.
Yeah, actually just water loss. You're making it, it's going down the drain somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it boils down to.
And how does that, I mean, I'm assuming from the village side, it's just wasted water, right? There's no way to assign that to anybody. It's just gone.
It's gone. Yeah. It goes out the wall of the plant.
Yeah.
But from there, nobody knows where it goes. If we had ideas, we could find them and fix them, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, they don't always come to the surface.
In a rough ballpark time frame, we got a year to 2 years on the water plant. You're doing the rough estimates right now, getting the wastewater plant and estimates from there. So we're looking at maybe a 5-year,
Probably.
4 to
I'd
5
say
year.
My guess is 29 to 30 on the
Mhm.
wastewater plant to be a completed project.
And then that 35%, which you've already taken down from 70%, the village is going to reap those benefits with this improved infrastructure.
Now, and I hope the old infrastructure will put up to the pressure of the new pumps. They're not going to be what they have. They'll be a little more robust. So there's things I hope don't happen.
That's pretty much all the old village.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with them when they do, or if they do. So. Then we also have we're in the process of re-rating well number 4. It currently is rated at 600 gallon a minute. We recently did testing on it to increase its capacity to 1,000 gallon a minute. With the current wells, we have 900,000 gallons. I'm sorry, let me get my bearings straight. 900,000 gallon a day is the best rating we can get on the new water plant. With re-rating the wells, we can go to 1.3 million, which is what it's designed to be at. But that's the testing went well. We only had a 27-foot draw down on a 160-foot well, so that's pumping it at 1,500 gallon a minute for 24 hours straight, which was I was amazed that it held up that well. So, and I think the engineers were too. So we're in the process of getting that done as well. That'll save us from having to drill a new well for the water plant, because when I get that one done, I'm going to get the other one re-rated as well. That'll save a couple million there.
Okay.
Another project is,
There you go.
as Miranda develops their project, and we'll end up with a couple lots up there in their project. We'll end up with a tower up there. I'm gonna pay for that tower through TIF dollars from that project. We'll pay for that tower through the TIF dollars that we're collecting off of the Miranda properties. So
Where exactly are those lots? Are they?
I haven't got that good of a conversation with them yet, but I have an idea where I want them. It's kind of right there behind them houses on Walnut Creek Pike, kind of in that corner behind there. There's just a corner, and I'd like to put it there because that's as far north as we can get it. That would help service all the way to St. Paul Road and maybe beyond in a time in the future we need to. And still give everybody else up there. And I want to create a separate pressure zone. So we need to put in a booster station and a tower. Because all of our towers do this. They go all up and down at the same time. And I want everything to be on its own levels. So if we have a major catastrophe leak, it's not draining everything in town. We can shut it off and drain part of town if we can't stop it, and that's another problem in Old Town. All the valves work. They're 80 years old. You can't shut water off hardly anywhere. So,
And
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, one of the benefits of this also is if you live north of 752, you probably experience what you would imagine is pressure problems, but is actually a volume problem because north of 752 is getting fed by this tower right here.
yeah, and that's a long ways. And you're going through a 12-inch line all the way up there. Then for some reason they chopped it down, put an 8-inch across 752, and then you go back into a 12 up there. So it just you feed a neighbor with 12, your volume is way reduced. So
Those little
or 12
gumps.
of the neighbor. So it's yeah, it's not a pressure problem. It's definitely a volume problem.
Bert, can you try moving the mic closer?
Sure.
Getting people saying they can't hear you.
And then you guys too.
Is that
They
better?
said they can hear you fine.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Just pick it up and walk through.
So, that's a lot for meeting one.
That is, and you know, as we go through here, I know a lot of the descriptions of different committees have been changed and everything else. Just kind of learning what all encompasses this committee. That we'll be having communications back and forth with you on where does this stand, where does that stand. Just coming up under an understanding as far as everything that's in the umbrella.
All right. And I don't, roads this year are going to be very slim. I'm going to do as much patching and manicuring as I can, but the funding's not there this year to, I mean, last year we did 8 roads. The year before we did probably 7 roads. We just don't have the extra funding this year to dive into it that deep. Maybe if we get a little later in the summer and we see that there's some extra money laying around, we can pick up a few roads here or there, but right now it's just not there.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would want us to be aware of at this point in time?
The Crumley Road Tower, our towers, we put them last year or year before in part of a maintenance project. That's what the $1.65 per thousand gallon on your water bills is. In 2024, we created a tower maintenance program, and all the towers will be stripped down, redone, mixers put in them. This one down here on Crumley Road will be taken out of service this year. It had lead paint on it. Lead paint's going to be removed. It's going to be structurally made sound, so that make sure there's no problems with it because it is from 1940. And then it'll all be repainted. And each year there'll be a different tower, whether we do inside or outside. there'll be something being done on each tower for like the next 8-10 years. So last year we painted the outside of the tower just outside of town here on 752. This year we're going to tackle the one here at Cromley Road. And we need to badly because I think there was 4 leaks in the stem pipe of it this winter, and we had to take it down to repair it. We had to drain it each time. So
Yeah.
um, I've been working with Jim. We're going to start a backflow program. When you're a commercial business or you have a pool or you have a hot tub or whatever, you're required by Ohio EPA standards to have a backflow device. Our, we found out the other day, through conversation just with Jim, that like 800 Long Street has a 6-inch water supply. They are a private system and they do not have a backflow device. That device will probably be somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000, but that will be at the cost of the property owners. There's probably going to be others that we need to address. All it does is protect our system from having water flush back into it from private systems. They could go in there on a hydrant and put something and put enough pressure on it and push whatever back out into our system, and we just can't have that. When stuff is public, then they don't need it. But when they're private systems, they're required to have, but through the EPA, they're required to have a backflow device. So,
What would the timeline be for a business like that? How long would we give them? And
we would probably give them 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
I'm not going to. It's been 15 years, 10 years. I'm not going to be that hard, but it's stuff that needs to happen, and there needs to be a timeline put on it. And the failure to do it will result in water termination, which, I mean, that's the choices.
Yeah.
That's not the laws we make, it's the laws we follow. So
Where would those be installed? Out at the service point from the road?
yeah, you'd come in from the road, it'd be just past the meter. They'd end up having to bring it above grade. That's the problem, because an RPZ backflow device will have to be in a hot box because it's above ground, and it'll have to be heated and maintained that way. And then annual testing is done on it every year to make sure it's still functional. But they can't be below grade. They have to be above grade.
is that something I assume we would do the work and then bill them, or is this an outside?
That's something they'd have to do.
Okay.
Keep us out of the middle of it. That we would just inspect it to make sure it meets specs.
Okay.
And these people, like you said, 800 Long Street, they're already aware of this.
Not yet.
Okay.
Unless they're watching. It's conversations we've had in the last couple days. And he's putting some stuff together with all the rules that we've got to follow. And he's getting a list of people together, and he's going to start delivering notices. So,
Okay.
all right.
I assume, is this mostly businesses, or is there any residential that?
If you have a swimming pool or a hot tub, you're required by law to have a backflow device.
Okay.
And it has to have an annual test just like everything else. So it's not as worrisome on residential as it is commercial, but every commercial building should have a backflow device.
Is that something maybe because there may be some residents that could be affected to maybe put something out on like the village Facebook page, like, hey,
Oh, yeah, we will.
This might be coming potentially. Just be
Yeah, once he gets his letter all done and drafted up, he's supposed to bring me something tomorrow to read, go over with him, and we'll go from there and put something out. So if you don't have one and you are required to, you may be getting a visit if we know about it. So, and it just brings us up to standard with the rules that we're supposed to follow. So, Lutheran church where the food pantry is.
Mhm.
Their water bill last month was $28,000. They had a leak. They didn't know it. I haven't talked with them in person yet, but I plan to soon. And see, usually when something like this happens, a lot of times we can give like a sanitary credit, which is substantial. The water was 8,900, sanitary was 19,000. So to try to help with the situation, I think they do a lot of good in the community, and I feel bad not helping, but I can only do what I can do. So
Is that something where with the size of it that you would involve us to like make a decision on that to kind of alleviate the
I'll keep you all in the loop as what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to include you,
Okay,
but if
gotcha.
you would like to be included, I will.
I think at least just the heads up. I mean,
Mhm.
worst case, just that we know that it's happening.
Yeah.
And what was the organization again? And
The Lutheran church,
Lutheran.
where the food pantry is,
yeah.
yeah, they do a tremendous amount of good in the community.
Absolutely.
And
I think if you were going to make any exceptions, that would a nonprofit like that would be one you'd want to talk
Yeah.
about.
but I got to try to be fair all the way through. So
Yep.
that's the bad part.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just need to find out where the water actually went and how it was gotten rid of. Did they pump it out? Did it go down the storm sewer? Did it end up into the sanitary? I don't know any of the questions, so I just got to figure it all out.
So at this point, then we don't know that the leak is actually even contained.
Oh yeah, it's done.
Okay.
They had a line break, and it happened in 2 months. Their usage was 1.1 million gallons,
Mhm.
Wow.
and nobody's lived in the house for years. And their water supply for their church actually goes through the basement and through this meter. So we read the meter, and then all of a sudden it didn't read. And we found out it was underwater because there was a leak in the line, and it did blow a hole through the floor. But when nobody ever goes in,
You would know.
Mhm.
Right.
and they only use like 70 gallon of water a month, so I don't know if they'd ever notice that they didn't have the pressure that they once did or anything else. So
Hopefully, part of this discussion will help them sign up for alerts where they get emails daily about their usage
Yeah.
because that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody should get that. That's for
Yep.
sure. 'Cause it
Got mine set up.
definitely helps.
I get it every day. I'm over 125. Get my email.
It helps. It's,
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely a good tool. Both plants are actually operating very well. I have the EDMR, which is the wastewater plant results for the month of April, and the water plant results for the month of April. Everything's doing really well. So nothing really there to report. I think there's anything else.
The only thing that I have is about the overcharges for Alaris and Taze Valley. Yeah, is that something we should discuss? Because Councilman Martin sent me an email. I guess he and Roger had spoken with them. So he was giving me some information about this. You want me to go ahead and share that, or would you guys prefer to?
I don't know that I would use straightforward numbers.
Okay. Well, basically, the situation, from what I understand, is that there was an overcharge, but there was an arrangement that was worked out between them and the village, and they found that to be acceptable. So we would consider this to be resolved.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to speak on it? It was my mistake.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it was my error.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, I mean, what you said is exactly what happened. So they both use what we call, what's the type of meter? Can't think of the name of it. Anyway, their meters were different for what normal residential homes and everything else. So set up with the right calculator to it for the dials. It was me. So they were overbilled, and it was found when the meter was changed out for both those properties. That's when they found that they'd been overbilled. So what had happened is Franklin, the previous village administrator, reached out to them, and basically it was, do you want a refund check or you want a credit on your account? So they both chose to take the credit on the account. So they just chiseled away at that credit over a period of about the average, I think it was probably about like 15, 16 months.
Mhm.
So one was found back in 2011, and I think the other one was, 2014, 2015 was right about the time that it was found. So it's since been resolved. Everybody's moved on from it.
Okay.
It was just, I made a mistake. And
Well-
fortunately, they were agreeable to just have a credit that they could chisel away at for another little over a year.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions on that?
Nope.
Because I know it's been discussed.
I would say it's safe to be buried.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like it was dealt with and
It was.
everybody was made whole.
Yep.
We got our money.
We got it early.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
anything,
Yeah, we just got it early is all, really.
Yeah, we just got it up front.
Yeah.
Drew interest on it, if that matters.
Hey. It's what it is.
Nobody's perfect. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Bert? I know this is a lot. There's a lot of projects that we're all trying to wrap our minds around, so we'll probably revisit some of this the next time, just to try to understand it a little bit better.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's tough to keep up with and try to figure out funding and financing and can we pay, can we not? And the water and the sewer you can make money with. It's this infrastructure project that you just don't have any way of funding.
And I know I beat a dead horse with it, but years of neglect is trying to get caught up. It's going to take a little while.
Oh, it does.
It's going to
But
take a
I'm
little
not very
while.
patient.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's all I wrote down to kind of talk about tonight. But
Yeah. I think the only question I have is I think we had a recent rate increase, right, on the water. Are we looking at any additional just standard rate increases based off?
for the next, well, it'll be 3 more years now. When we went to get our loan for our water plant, we'd been running in the red for like 5 years.
We were operating on carryover money.
And
Yep.
they was not really wanting to give us a whole lot of money. So kind of came up with a plan to have a 20% increase each year for the next 5 years. And it puts us, if we follow it all the way out, which I don't really think we're going to have to, it'll put our water instead of I think it's $6 a thousand now. It'll end up somewhere around the $10, $11 a thousand range, but I don't think we have to follow it all the way out because we got 3 more increases to go. Because we're doing pretty decent right now.
But anytime we were applying for a loan, our rates, and they will, more often than not, they tell us our rates are too low, even as they are right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that came up in our town hall that we were just not
And we
competitive in
always-
that space. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
they would not give us the loan if we didn't say we're going to do the increases.
well, yeah, because you struggle not being able to pay that back potentially. So,
Yeah, and you can't. Oh, yeah, there's 1,200 houses to be built here, but that could be 3 years, that could be 20 years.
Yeah.
Can't guarantee on that. So, or bank on that. But other than that, I don't think there's. I don't think there's a whole lot more going on.
All right. And is any new business that anybody needs to discuss?
I think we just got it all.
Yeah, yeah, and I just think of these committees meet at our discretion if things are needed. I don't know if for the short time if we want to do once a month or once every 2 months, just to get an update on projects. you know, that's something we can decide, and we can get the April out there and put it out there for the next meeting. But I don't know if right now we necessarily have to meet every month, unless the three of us can talk about it, and if there's something that pops up, we want to. A lot of this meeting was just to get the three of us caught up on what's going around town.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of irons in the fire.
yeah, we've got a lot going on. There'll be some things to check up on. So perhaps maybe we would want to consider meeting in June at some point. Maybe towards the end of June. I would like, you know, obviously as we talked in council meeting, we want to try to commit to every committee meeting at least once a quarter.
Mhm.
But probably since we've got a lot going on, and it seems like there's going to be a lot that's taking place here at the end of May, between now and the end of May, we probably want to at least check on that progress towards the end of June. So
Yep.
we'll get something scheduled for there.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Yes.
Great. All right. Any other comments that anybody would like to make?
No, thank you, Bert, for catching us up on a lot of things. And again, my hat's off to you for as busy as you are, spinning a lot of plates.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.